I look okay?
Baby, you look beautiful.
I look beautiful.
As always, everything straight, everything straight, everything
You
straight.
look good.
Everything straight, everything straight.
Look cute.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you, babe.
Love you, babe.
I love you too, babe.
I don't know where you've been, but I'm glad that you're here. Gonna take you by the hand and lead you to the dance floor. Girl, it's our time, just you and I. Don't know.
Welcome to Love with
the Robertsons.
Yay! What's going on, y'all? Happy Friday.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Babe, you got a piece of hair or something on your nose. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
We know that y'all keep saying that we don't upload enough, and we're sorry, y'all. Listen, we got full-time jobs and we planning our wedding, and
We're trying to multitask this thing,
Ooh,
y'all. So
well, and-
just bear with us. Guess what, you all? We got what? 3 more months.
Ooh, yes, before the wedding.
For the big day. So
Are you excited, babe?
I'm very much so excited.
Are you nervous?
Not yet.
You think you will be?
I think I will be.
Why?
I always have these individual when I'm by myself
Moments.
daydreams about how I'm going to be
Me too.
on that day. But I don't have the jitters. I don't have butterflies in my stomach
Yeah.
yet. I think that week of the day before,
Yeah.
I think I started getting them.
Mm-hmm.
But I am, noticing that, of course, the time is drawing near.
That's crazy.
So,
It's
and it went
coming
by so fast.
Yes. Oh my God, it's approaching so fast.
I know that we're out for the summer now.
Yeah.
So I know once the summer is over, then that's pretty much.
It's gonna be like pew.
And then you also have a birthday.
I
in
know.
August 20th.
Listen,
is
y'all.
the big day.
August 20th is my birthday.
Yeah, so
I'm turning the big 5-0, and I'm so excited about it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we gonna double up on the celebration.
So that's another reason why our wedding is so important. It's so significant in so many ways. Like, it's just a milestone, like back-to-back milestones. So
Right.
instead of doing traveling around the world like I wanted to do for my birthday, we are having an incredible wedding, and then we will travel the world together.
Right.
So I'm very excited.
We're walking into this thing the right way.
Yeah, we are. And speaking of, there are so many of you who are still commenting on our previous video that we did talking about how we are abstaining before marriage. And some of you guys are just like so inspired by that. And some of you are just so much in disbelief by that. And some of you are encouraged. But I wanted to sort of address one comment in particular. And let me see if I can go to it, because I got some advice for you, girlfriend. Is it Kaylee C? Hi, Kaylee. Looks like you just commented on the video. Is waiting until marriage really necessary? Abstinence in love. You just commented on that. Looks like 2 hours ago. And Kaylee said, y'all blessed me. Guys be ghosting me, etc. when they find out I'm waiting. Why does it seem so tough to find a Christian who respects you and honors the Lord? Well, would you like to start, babe, or do you want me to? You gonna let me handle that? Okay, so first, I would say be glad that they're ghosting you. You want the person to ghost you, because if they're ghosting you, they are not for you. The person that God has you is, the person that God has for you is going to be willing to wait for you. Now, let me just throw a disclaimer out there, because I think people were under the impression that we got together and we both just, we came together and you were like, I'm waiting. And I was like, I'm waiting. No, that was my journey.
Yeah.
But God brought me someone who respected that and decided to do the same, and now has come to the understanding of what it really means and how blessed it is to wait and still have the most intense love for one another. Donovan didn't just come in the door like, listen, I'm not having sex. No, he was like, you said this before, babe. You had to get there.
Yeah, I had to pretty much not even mature. I just had to pretty much just understand not only this is her journey, but if I'm wanting to have a long life relationship, not only with Letitia, I also want to have a long life relationship with God, and aligning myself with him was first understanding what the assignment is.
Amen.
And
Amen,
that was the
babe.
assignment. The assignment is not only for Letitia,
Right.
it's for our union.
Yes.
And so,
And it's for you personally.
right, it's for me personally too.
Yeah.
So I had to understand that. And it's also has some growth and also, wisdom in it. And it goes back to when you go through enough, in life,
Yeah.
in relationships, that is, then you want to start bringing everything together to where it makes sense
Yeah.
in your life, in your spiritual life, that is.
Amen.
And so, and I read something, and I want to put this out there real quick, and it read, the scariest place to be is where God isn't.
Man. Ooh, and that's the truth.
And
Say that again, babe.
the scariest place to be is where God isn't.
Wow. Wow.
And I just let
That's
that
deep.
sit there for a minute. I'm gonna let that sit there for you, family. And that right there alone
Yeah.
answers the question that Kaylee, that's her name.
Yep.
That's what she spoke on. That's what she was questioning.
Yeah.
So to expound more on what you're asking from a male point now, if they're running
Yeah.
in a different direction from what your direction is, and this is your direction, if that man is not on the same page, on the same level, again, the scariest place to be is where God isn't. So a lot of them are not going to stay because God is not in it. It's not that God isn't in them, because he's in all of us. But if they're not staying, it's because they haven't grown to
Yes.
where you are spiritually yet.
Yes.
And that's okay within
Yes.
itself.
Yeah.
So there is no need to rush. This all happens in God's time.
Amen. And one other thing too that I want to say to add to that, babe, is that, the extreme importance of having God choose your mate, like, it is literally, it can be a matter of life and death. It can be the difference between happiness and depression. It can literally, choosing the wrong person, having the wrong person for a mate, even just as a boyfriend, even just as a girlfriend, having the wrong person can derail your life to such a degree for such a long time. Like, it's not just, oh, I just made a wrong turn right here. You make a wrong turn in a relationship and you might find yourself off of your path for the next 2-3 years. It takes time to recuperate from being with the wrong person.
Right,
It's
right.
like you literally have to be found again. You got to find yourself, a self again. You have to come back to yourself again. And the biggest thing for me, okay, that was important for me in terms of where I'm at in my life right now and finding or in allowing God to bring someone into my life. I knew for a fact that whoever God brings me, they are not going to take me off of my path with God, because that would be the flag. That would be all I needed to see to know for sure that they were not the one. It's a no-brainer for me. It doesn't take a lot. I don't have to try to say, well, I mean, he's just a man. He's just human. Yes, he has desires. I have desires. We're human. We we love each other. So we are not virgins, okay? So obviously we understand what it's like to have that type of connection. But at the same time, once you have hit your head up against the wall so many times, you don't have a desire to do that again. And you're supposed to be wiser as you get older. You are supposed to learn from the things that you've been through. So anybody that was coming into my life, if they could not handle the fact that I was going to wait until marriage, then they just were not the one. And even still with that, you still have to take your relationship to God in prayer. You just have to do all of that. So yeah, no, let them run. Okay. Let them ghost you. Let them run real quick, because you don't got time for that. Okay.
Right. Those are also the signs that I spoke of in some of our other channel posting that we did. And it's more about making sure that you're making the correct selections, of course, as far as what you want your relationship to be. But the biggest thing is those signs.
Yeah.
You can't ignore them.
No.
And there are reasoning. Those are reasons why those signs that you got, Kaylee, presented themselves.
Yep.
Maybe God was saying, hold up. You're moving a little bit too fast.
Yeah.
Maybe his sign to you was what's good for you is not always the best thing for you at that time. Maybe that person or that they didn't have your best interest.
Yeah. Gigi, stop. Gigi,
They didn't have your best interest at the time.
Okay. Now you're happy. Sit down.
And that's the main thing that you have to keep in mind. So it's okay. It's okay that they ran.
Yeah.
It's okay that they
Let
went
them
in the
go.
other direction.
You want them to go.
That's a good thing.
Amen. All right. Let me read this comment from, is it Ainsley Ann Wilson? She said, my 7-year-old daughter said, talking about you, babe. My 7-year-old daughter said, he's a good husband. It's nice for her to see how a man's supposed to treat a woman. Amen. Amen. And I just want to tell y'all, like, I'm speaking specifically to the ladies right now. You definitely want a man that is going to treat you like a queen. And I can tell you that when you wait on God, that's exactly what you're going to get. When you wait on God, you are going to have the man that loves you so much. Every time I think about like how we just have kind of conversations, like you just randomly come up and say like, babe, I love you. Like you just mean so much to me. Like you mean the world to me. Like I'm so happy. You say this to me all the time. And this has been consistent, y'all. It's not like he just decided to say it or he just pouring it on. No, this has been him. And the consistency is just, wow. Because I needed that. Like if he would not have been consistent, he would have lost me a long time ago. He would have lost me. He would have lost my interest, the whole nine, because consistency is so important, especially when you have been through so many ups and downs in relationships. So God, the man that God brings you, he's going to be a gentleman. He don't let me open doors, y'all. I had to get used to that because I'm so used to being so independent and just like this boss chick lady, you know. And I had to get used to somebody saying, no, don't open the door. Let me open the door. And it would be to the point where we'll be walking to the door and he'll be like, you better not touch that door handle. And I'd be like, oh, my bad. So
I just know that, help y'all understand something. I had to reinvent myself. You know, after every relationship that I've been through, growth, being to myself, self-reflecting. It didn't, and let me say this, it didn't take away from my manhood
right.
to want to be the man that I am to Letitia. I'm still the head of my household. I still will lead. It don't take anything from me because I have a, what you call it, softer side. That's what I say then.
Yeah.
Because I have a softer side.
Yeah.
My softer side is only for my wife. Not for the rest of the world. Let me just point that out. Let me just say that. Don't get it twisted. You see what I'm saying? This is just only for my wife. And then I turn my protector light on. I put my protector, I put my armor on.
Yeah. Because you know what?
So
I'm sorry, babe.
That's pretty much where I am now in my life as far as a man with my relationship with my wife. She only gets this version of me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, babe. I'm just touching you around you. I can't help it. But he is softer with me. He's so gentle with me. He plays with me. You know, we just have such a good time together and we laugh all the time. And I think when we got together, he was so serious. He still is a very serious person. But when we got together, he was so serious all the time. And I'd be like, why are you always so serious? And then once he saw how silly I was, it brought out the silliness in him. And he just started being more of who he's supposed to be. This is the thing. He hasn't changed. He just became relaxed enough. I'm sorry, babe. He just became relaxed enough to be who he actually is and who he wants to be in a relationship.
And
because
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, babe.
Because
I'm going to try to adjust this light while you're talking because I feel like I need to adjust it.
And and let me be real with you all. That's where Grumpy Smurf came from.
Because you was Grumpy Smurf?
Because I had to go back and I was like, man, you know, but I wasn't Grumpy Smurf about love.
Yeah. Just about life and things.
You know, and it was that way because things in my life wasn't going well.
Yeah.
So therefore, I was grumpy about life and everything else. Even if somebody else had a good thing happen, a good event, whatever happened good, it was like, oh, well, it didn't happen to me. You know, and it was just like, I hate goodness. You know, like,
you was like that?
You know, it was just like, I wasn't like that.
You just weren't in your happy place.
I just wasn't in my happy place, exactly.
Yeah, and that's so, how it can be.
And when I get it, when we started this channel together, and we started getting the negative feedback, and I don't mean to go back into it again, because I'm not going to kick a dead horse. We're not going to go back there again. But I'm just saying, when it got there, and we got the negative feedback, it kind of took me, it was like a trigger.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, man, God, now from where I have come from.
Yeah.
And what I used to be. And now I get that.
Yeah.
Like, man, how can you be that way?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I really had to, like, you know, I've been there before.
Yeah.
So I know how it is. So when you jump on and start saying the negative things, you can't be in a happy place.
Right. Exactly.
You can't be in it, because if we are here talking about love and relationships and God and Christian love and how to build a relationship and what makes it stay together and the ups and downs and all of that, and you come with a negative light,
right?
then
it's only a matter of time before you destroy whatever it is that you have.
Right.
So, because, I think we thrive because, one, because God brought us together, but then two, because we allow the love of Christ to shine through us, and we have joy in our relationship. We have laughter. We have peace. Think about the peace that we have.
Right.
Even when I might be, going through and having a mood swing, we still have peace.
and that's the thing. That's what stands out more than anything in our relationship. Even when there are rough times, bad times, we have to remember who's at the forefront of our relationship, why we are doing this.
Yeah.
And we're not each other's enemy.
Right. But babe, clarify, because we don't have bad times in our relationship.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't have bad times. And
rough times, maybe some challenges.
Yeah, challenges. Let me just clear it up and say challenges.
Yeah, not rough times, bad times.
Exclude bad times.
Yeah, exclude bad
times. So we're going to say challenges. Because I don't like bad times.
No, because we don't have that.
Because we don't have that. We're not perfect, but we don't have bad times.
No, we don't have bad times. We just, and the reason I was saying clarify, because this is the other thing that I think, this is the other thing that I think is so important. When you have a community of people that are tuning in to watch you and they're looking at us, I do realize that sometimes people can misconstrue the things that we say. So sometimes we got to clarify, even though we can't clarify every single time, y'all, now. But sometimes we have to clarify just because we know what we're saying and what we mean, but we know that you all are just now getting to know us. So we want to clarify it for y'all as well.
Right.
Like I made a comment when we did our Peach Cobbler Factory video. Right. I said, if y'all impatient or having a hard time waiting, it's probably because your hormones are overacting or something like that. And somebody made a comment like, oh, you probably you shouldn't say that because people will think that it's something wrong with them. That was not even something I said in a serious nature. I just said the comment, but I do want to clear it up. Okay, if you are finding it challenging or difficult to abstain in your relationship, that does not mean that you going to hell. It doesn't mean that you are just, oh my God, all hope is lost for you. It doesn't mean that, okay? It does mean, though, that you likely need to get closer to God. Because when you are in that place with God, you can have all the desires of the flesh that you want to have, but your desire to please God and to have him bless what you're doing outweighs what your physical body wants. Like it just supersedes it by miles. So again, this requires maturity in God. This requires walking with God longer and spending time with God and having experiences, like supernatural experiences that persuade you and convince you and that God is real, and that no matter what, he's watching you. You do know that. So it doesn't mean, do I think that if we fall and slip and have a mistake, a oopsie, that, oh my God, he's not the one and we're doomed? No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that our relationship with God is to the point that we just want to please God. Right. We want God to be happy with us. Amen. Because we want him to bless everything that we do, everything that we attempt to do. We want him to answer our prayers. We want him to see that our heart is literally towards him.
Right.
You know? So it's just, I think that you just have to, it's when you're human, you're going to, want to do things that you shouldn't do. Okay. And again, this is, you have to get to this point, okay? Donovan didn't come in the door thinking that he was meeting somebody that was going to be like, hey, I'm not having sex till I get married. He wasn't expecting, I don't know, babe. I don't want to really speak for you, though. Like, when we met, I know that you knew that I was a Christian, but did you know, like, how deep my relationship was with God?
I didn't know the extent of it, and that was one of those things. It was it was different for me because other relationships wasn't grounded spiritually, or they didn't have that strong spiritual connection with God like that. And so it was different. It was different that you knew exactly what you wanted and where you were going. So I did. Me growing up and maturing and understanding what I also want out of a relationship after going through a bad marriage, divorce, all of that.
Yeah.
Now, and let me say this. Sometimes in life, your lessons can be a blessing to you. So for me going through that divorce and that marriage and the things that it seemed like a mirage and it wasn't, it was so real and I thought it was so perfect. It was a lesson in it though, because it taught me also as a man what to look for in a marriage, because I had never been married before, and what I don't want going forward, and what I want my wife to look like.
And when you say look like, you mean?
Meaning Christian based. You
Character.
know, her character, her heart, you know, and values as far as her godly presence in alignment with him. That meant a lot to me because I know what I went through in order for me to align myself with him. I wanted to be equally yoked with my significant other.
Yeah.
So that walk, understand, again, I say, only reason that they were running because God wasn't present in it.
That's right. That's right.
And I repeat that again and again. When I read that, stuck out so big to me.
Yeah.
And you get that in life when even with friends, relationships, anything, jobs.
Yep.
You know, the reason why it's not sticking like it should is because it's not in it. We always say God is not going to bless in a mess.
And his word also says that he's not the author of confusion. And his word also says that when he gives a blessing, he adds no sorrow. So you're not going to go through hell in a relationship that God has ordained.
Right.
You're not going to have the most, horrific times and abuse and all kinds of things when God has done it. So that's the beautiful thing. And again, back to what you were saying about the saying that you read, there's no safety outside of God.
Right.
And anything out, you shouldn't even want to be anywhere that he's not, because it's just the danger zone. It's the danger zone, period. Right. And we got like less than 10% battery. So
okay,
we're going to try to wrap it up here. But we wanted to come and talk to you all tonight and just go a little bit deeper, because I know that we always laugh and y'all know we silly and we can make y'all laugh and all that good stuff. But we still want to go deeper because we do want you to understand that this thing is about God at the end of the day.
Right.
And it's always about pushing you towards his presence and helping you understand what it takes to get the kind of love that God has for you.
Right.
I'm going to let you have the final word.
And the final word, like I said, let me find it again. My phone's stupid. Because when I had it up, it didn't want to do right. And I'm going to leave you all with this. The scariest place to be is where God isn't.
Amen.
Take that with you all.
Amen.
Take that with you all.
Yes.
So and we don't mind you guys asking us questions, because we're doing this right here for you all to reach out to us.
Yeah.
Even when you all are responding and giving us the kudos and the thumbs up and pats on the back and everything that we have been doing thus far. Guys, we're at 8,000.
Yes. Y'all, thank Thank you. Oh
And
my
that's
God.
because of you
That's
all.
because
We
of y'all.
Thank you all.
That's because of y'all. 100%.
So we're going to keep pressing toward the mark.
Yes.
And that mark is bringing our family of watchers and viewers in on our journey of love.
And inspiring you to receive the love that God has for you, and to encourage you and help you believe and help you know that God can and will do it. Okay. If you guys want to reach out to us, if you have questions, if you have things that you would like us to discuss, you can email us at admin@lovewiththerobertsons.com. That's admin@lovewiththerobertsons.com. Okay. We look forward to reading your emails, hearing your love stories, all of that good stuff, your testimonies. And we're just so excited to be on this journey with you guys. And we're going to get out of here because we don't got much battery life left on our phone, okay?
Three more months. Three
more months, y'all. And we're going to be Mr. and Mrs. Robertson. Wow, that's crazy. All right. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye.